Nice. Here we are, guys. And let me just share my screen.
Today we're gonna look into some interesting schematics because when our mind doesn't have anything to rest on, it wanders. And we would like to stop wandering and start knowing, because when we get stressed, it's usually because there's something to happen and we don't know, or something did already happen and we still don't know why, what, who, when, how. So today we're gonna share some very useful schematics to understand who you are, where is your place in this world, what is the level of consciousness development you possess, and where professionally and personally you can go with this information. You can go toward your competencies. The more competent you are, the more needed you are, the more well paid you are, the more successful you are, and more happy you are, because you are not in stress all the time. You know exactly what's going on, you know your potential, and you're going right straight in one line without doing zigzagging, not knowing where the next zigzag will bring you.
Yes, and at the same time, we have recording out on Zoom. And yes, Svetlana, I was just about to ask you just a bit turn your phone because I really want to see your full face in our Instagram account. Yes, not half. Yes, guys, we have incredible metrics here in front of us, and very soon we're gonna share on YouTube channel. And we have this kind of principle of Pareto, where we can see exactly how how much like people how like in percentage we are in which group we are, yeah, and most crowd group is those who are in 80% of the population, and we're talking about 6.4 billions of the people if we really know the statistics right now, because I think we have like population more than 8 billion right now. But anyway, it's a lot people, unsuccessful people who so far couldn't find something great for themselves as a professional realization or personal growth, something that really will help them to enjoy this life. And we're not talking about like billionaires in money in this world, but we're talking about people that really can grow the career, that can build great relationship. And we're talking about here about the level of our energy. And we're both with Svetlana very close to any kind of energies, and that's why in our environment it's always so nice, beautiful, and ecological, because we really worry about the word we say, the word we use in our communication, and everything that we say is can transform your life. And pay attention, stay with us, and ask questions at the end, as always.
And I want to mention that you are always under the spell of everybody around you, not just us. We are magicians, of course, and crisis managers because of that, because we know a lot and we have a great experience working with the companies and personal crisis. But truthfully, we are living in the stream of information. So 80% of the people could be looked at as unsuccessful because they have routine work, they performing only functional duties, they are always tired, never rewarded well. But people themselves, and 80% do not feel that. They feel great most of the times. Why? Because they're not aware that there is another way of living. If your parents and the parents of your parents and whoever else in your lineage were doing the same thing, it is normal. It is your regular, normal life. And the question about what is my calling, what is my realization, I want to go where nobody went, I want to do the first step outside of my lineage, those questions are not necessarily the questions. But there is the moment in time when you are bombarded with different information, especially now in this huge web of information. All of a sudden you become aware there is something else, there is a little bit different, and maybe you see it, that your neighbor got a bigger house. And he's not doing anything different that I'm doing, but all of a sudden he has such a wonderful house. And that's the moment of realization the moment of awareness that there are other choices and there are other possibilities. Let's say you live in a small place and you take care of the needs of your family, and then you went on vacation to the bigger place or a different place, like I did, living in Illinois, cold and wet all the time, went to Florida. Nice and warm and ocean out there. Okay, now I became aware of the whole different environment. And that is the moment of truth where you need to generate an idea. Because before that, you can judge people for your unfortunate misfortunes or bad health. You can judge circumstances. You can talk about it. You can explain all your problems. You know how you bring the friends around the table and everybody complains something hurts or something is not right. And then in this moment of awareness, there is a better something for me. You still trapped in the place you are. But at this moment, at least you have an idea, maybe I can do something different. And that's where our magic begins. Because now you're not under the spell of the words and ideas of your lineage, of how things should be. I was working all the time, 9 to 5. Why should you be a freelancer? I was always taking care of my family. I never thought about you. Why do you have the ideas that you have to have realized life? Who are you to do this? Who are you? And that's where the question, who are you, becomes your question.
Yeah.
Am I 80% of the people who are at the very bottom of this 80%? Am I 80% of the people who are at the top of this? And that top is not better, it's just more aware.
Yeah. More aware.
What do
More
you do
aware.
with the awareness? That's the question.
Yeah, yeah. And this is the point, the bridge when you can go to the next level, to the 30% of population, where they can idea generation, it's like their life. They can generate a lot of ideas, they can implement into life and still be the people who really want to take from others. Can you believe, guys, 93% of our population we live and really want to take from others on the level of energy.
And that's so
I
good. You
only,
don't have to do much.
yes,
Manipulate, put a spell,
yes,
but you have to. But you have
yes,
to. I'm
yes,
your
yes,
wife. I'm your child.
100%, 100%. And you know, guys, those who live in 30%, it's mostly entrepreneur level. They really can be successful and they really want and they can take money, material world from the another group using emotions. Yeah, but they still seek for recognition. And this is something different from those who are in the group of 2%, creative, the people who has the creative type of thinking and they create opportunities for others. And you have to be very careful. For example, if you're in the level of 13% and you live through difficult years, for example, you live through personal years 7, 8, 9, there's a big chance you can go through the difficulties, through the crisis, and you can dive in into like on the bottom of your of your evolution, let's say, because there's a lot of cases. And for the last 4 years, I've been doing like a lot of consultation with the big people from the business, and all these people they were talking about, Vasily, at one point I was on the bottom, or every 7 years I am on the bottom, and I don't understand what's going on. And when I show these numbers, for them it's like, wow, unbelievable how it works. And that's why it's very important. Your success is going to be connected with the level of your energy, of your knowledge, of your expertise, everything together. When you can create opportunity for others, you can generate money. You can earn a lot of money. But if you seek for recognition, this is a big question. This is the question of the time when you're going to lose your energy and you're going to lose your results. Yeah.
But remember that we all seek recognition forever because this is the nature of the human being. We want to be, we want to belong. We want to be part
Yeah.
of something. We want to see the result not just in a material plane, but also in a spiritual plane. And the
Yeah.
spiritual plane is when somebody sees you, when somebody recognizes that you exist. That's why all of our ideas are about doing something in the social arena. We never do anything just for ourselves,
Mhm.
which is pity, because really, if you can satisfy all your needs and if you can recognize yourself, 99% of your success already happened when you recognize who you are, which is easy to do using this poster. Look at this. I am at the 80% still performing routine work and very upset that I don't have any personal realization, but at least I'm becoming aware that it is possible. I am one of 6 billion people. But now I'm moving into this next level where I develop competencies. What competencies? Some of the competencies are in your birth date. So you already
Yeah.
have
Already.
guidance. By the way, Vasili and I are masters of the mapping that. We create the map of your way through the life by developing different things that God given gems that you already have. So you don't have to work so hard to develop that because you already have it within your psyche, within your physical body. And we talked about 9 competencies, which if you're interested which competencies you have, you can look at your birthday and you see the single numbers. And every number in that birth date is the competency. For example, I have competency 5, 2 times in my chart, which means I can talk and I can develop relationship all over the world. And yes, my clients come from many different time zones. Why? Because I can talk and I can sit on a broadcast for 5 hours, 25 hours. I don't have to stop because that also gives me a pleasure. Usually, if you have a talent, if you have something that is God given, you do not struggle with that. If you
Yeah.
struggle with something, you have to develop it. It's the competence you don't have. Yes, you do need to develop all the competencies in order to at least move to 1 billion of successful people who also want to take from other people, but now as an exchange, not as a mean of manipulation. Give me because I'm poor, or because I'm sick, or because I'm old, or because I'm young. Now you are seeking recognition through the ideas and actions that you take. But if you don't have competencies, there is no action. When you have competency, but you don't have energy, your idea does not get realized. And therefore, it's 1 billion people, not 6 billion. You moved a tier up. You're now one of the 1 billion. But still, a lot of people get stuck at that level because the ideas are there.
Yeah.
Realization is not there. Luckily, we both have the number 7. I have it as my conscious level, and Vasily
Mhm.
also has it as a conscious level. But some people could
I
also
have
have.
it as a 2 as well in my matrix, 2.
Okay, I'm getting there. So when you have one number, you have 50% of the success, but having 7 is a special gift because not only that we can be in a flow of energy information and talk forever about laws of the universe, but there is also crisis management ability. There is an ability to see the crisis before it happens and prevent it from happening, or at least give you a map of moving through that. So how the 2 sevens work in the matrix? I don't know. I don't have even one. So tell us. I have a
Just
desire
incredible.
to solve the problem, but not
Yes,
necessarily.
yes, yes. And when you know it, it becomes like easier to recognize it because when you don't know, you cannot explain it and you cannot use it. And it happened last week, by the way. I had a meeting with my client who went through my coaching, and his mission is number 3. I just want to give the as example. And I explained to him his ability to analyze things, but he's 9'3", born in full emotions. He couldn't sit in one place for a long time. But once I told him about his ability to analyze things and create great businesses, once he started like raising his energy, swimming, walking, working on his emotional plan. Last week, he shared his like incredible results. Vasily, after working every day, I take time and for 2 hours, I do analyze things just incredible way. I analyze this way, this way, this way, and I'm so grateful for you that you told me and one day you explained to me. how it works, and where you really need to pay attention on in order to unlock your full potential. In my case, with number 27th, I have this kind of feelings how to see the things in advance a little bit. And when you raise your energy, it's just part of your mentality, it's part of your nature. And it's very powerful because I met the people with a 3 and 4 seventh in their matrix, but broke and destroyed completely. And that's why at one point you have a strength, but when you don't know how to use it, how to work with this kind of competencies, it's in many cases it just destroy people. And it's so painful when to show them at the age of 50, 60, look at this is what's your potential. Wow, but nobody told me, nobody explained to me. And this is very sad. And that's why, guys, we have right now revolutionary tools. How, like in a short period of your time, you can change your like results 100% on any level. In your professional realization, or relationship, in your businesses, doesn't matter, in your career. And that's why we have to be very careful what we read, what we watch, and we're like who we're talking with in order to work on our personal growth. Because I still remember in 2009, I started this way working on myself, having like two bachelor's degree. I to have like high bachelor's degrees. I started working as a scientist, but later, when we decided to move to Canada, it didn't help me to realize myself all there. And I started looking for like deeper knowledge sitting like hidden inside of me. And I spent, not I spent, I invested a lot of money going to United States, like spending like hours, days on the kind of master classes, trainings, but with this knowledge that we've been sharing with Svetlana for a long month right now, long time right now, this is incredible how fast you can change your results. And I will never stop like talking about is it just incredible. And Svetlana, I'm pretty sure you have a lot of proofs how you could change the like other people's life in a short like.
Yeah, and the most important thing to change your life. Why we are sharing that in such detail? Because you can change your own life. I know these days we have artificial intelligence, and everybody goes to artificial intelligence to get the information about anything and everything, which I use as well, and Vasili uses as well. But we have a good distinction who is in charge, who is just a supporting actor, and who is the main actor. And sometimes my clients come back to me with complete loss of that distinction. Why? Because as you can see from this poster, 80% of the people are not aware who is in charge because they don't know their competency or who they are or what they are to do. And then 13% of the people start generating idea.
Yeah.
And generating an idea is not a fully aware person. It's the person who is aware and start practicing his or her ideas to become more successful at whatever we need to do. But create opportunities for others is the next level. It's the next 2% up. It's no longer 6 billion, 1 billion. It's 160 million. Still a lot of people, but those are people who are stable in success. They gave themselves recognition. What happens now with artificial intelligence? We give recognition to artificial intelligence. It's a great help and an amazing invention of the 21st century. At the same time, it hallucinates a lot. It is great in creating a table. You can buy this product because of this or this product because of this. But when it goes to the personal development, it does not live your life. It trusts your word. And with your word, you create an interesting spell on yourself. You give an artificial intelligence all your awareness that you didn't practice yet because you didn't get to 2%. You're in 13% at best. We're all there.
Yes, yes, yes. Let's
Actually,
hope.
both of us, we have 7 in our consciousness, which makes us not only think but also realize This is a huge amount of energy, and everybody who knows us always says, like, where do you get the energy? I don't know. It's just part of who I am. It's part of my personality. It's a charisma, so to speak. Look at Vasili, a handsome guy who will talk to you with the energy. You will sit next to him and you will feel this charisma. Even through the social media, you can feel that this person is energized. You know, some speakers are talking, and at the end of the talk, you kind of are no longer there. This is not who we are. And you know that, and you've seen that already, and you've experienced that in your own life. So when you move to this level where your creative opportunities are possible to bring to others, you need that level of energy. You need somebody, if you don't have your inner core activated, you need somebody who will help you to activate that inner core. And we activate it with that surplus energy that we have. And once you get to, and we are there in 2%, but not all the time. Of course, the weather happens, our relationship happens, life happens, clients happens, we fluctuate like everybody else. We're normal people. But we are the people who are not just aware, we're not just the ones who are practicing that awareness for many years, because we work with other people and we simultaneously study and work on ourselves. Vasili just came back from this next level of coaching where he has been learning how to be an HR for everybody. Human resource. That's what HR is about.
Incredible.
Not just the structure, but the human resource for the humans. That's who Vasili is.
Yeah, this is incredible knowledge, guys, and I'm preparing some more information and I will show you how it works. It's just incredible. Using the date of birth, we can communicate people, we can manage them to the right place, and just incredible source of energy for any team. And when you do like team building using this approach, it's just incredible results.
And so what we're talking about is practicing that awareness, practicing this awareness. So you become consciously aware. You're consciously doing things all the time to keep in this 2% the creative opportunities for yourself and for others, generating surplus energy that you can act on those ideas. But only then when you're practicing, and it takes time and it takes effort. And you understand now the competency of life as not just as the information, but as a wisdom. It's a whole different perspective. Sometimes people ask me, like, any question I ask, and you know the answer. And yeah, because I lived my life long enough, and I've studied myself and others long enough, that now this is no longer conscious working at it. It's unconscious awareness. I just know because I know, not because I've studied it somewhere. Because every time you study, you create neural pathways in your brain. And those neural pathways allow you a deeper analysis, a wider analysis, a bigger picture. If your analysis are done by AI all the time, AI gets better. Hooray, AI! It exponentially grows. It becomes more and more powerful. Your neural pathways are not forming. That's why what you've written as an email or as a presentation, 5 minutes later, you don't remember. Because this pathway and this pathway does not have a bridge in between. You've done something. But now those connections are disturbed because you are not doing the work. The conscious awareness work takes a long time and can never stop. At certain levels, you become wise because the knowledge is integrated in your personal experience through your personal connection, and you become the core that generates ideas for AI. And AI can create categories and compare and give you a structure and even correct your mistakes. But even with all my accent, heavy Russian accent, I've been in America for 36 years, doesn't help. You also have to work on the accent. But with that, I can generate ideas and do it without computer when some other person will not be able to do it because all the information comes from AI. But we do not learn from information. We learn from people. We learn from co-creation, co-compassion. When we experience something together, emotions that make the neural pathway workable are not there when you only work with artificial machine that knows life from you. In your chart, It knows only your life from your words, which might not be very true because we're all delusional at some level, subjective reality, and gives you those delusional recommendations. So when you ask what to buy, what's best for your washing machine, yes. But when you ask what's better for me to do, it only trusts you. And you have potential, but you also
Yeah,
have
yeah,
limitations.
yes, yes. But the truth matter is that in nowadays you really even don't need to tell something. You can think, and right away you can see on the screen and some suggestions to buy. Yeah. And if you're talking about this level of 2% who lives in creative way of opportunities for others, we're talking about stable performance and confidence. Yeah, people, they have everything. They unlock their potential. They live with material world very easy. They can create a lot of opportunities for other people. And we're talking about surplus energy. They're not looking for give me more energy, please give me energy. Yeah, no, they can share their energy and they live through the life with this full of battery. Yeah. And the next level, the another like 2%, and we're talking about 160 million people. We're talking about wise people. Yeah, we really hope to be wise at that one point in our life, but when you raise your energy, you can be wise people even in your young age. This is very
Absolutely.
important. It's very important. You don't need
Age
to
does
wait
not
until
matter.
you don't need to wait until you're retired. You can be in your 30s wise man, wise woman. Yeah, and we're talking about the high level of professional and personal competence. When you work on your personal competence, on your professional competence, and we have all this knowledge, guys. Because at one point you can be the greatest professional in your life, but as a personality, I don't want to sit with you and take a cup of coffee because it's tough. But on the other side, you can be the great people as a like human being, but on a professional level, if the competence they are too low, you cannot perform. And that's why we're talking about wise and deep understanding of life. There is no argument. They no fight. They really can like make a wise decision. High level of professional and personal competence I just explained. And we're talking about around 80-90% of energy, high level of energy every second in your life. And that's why the great news, guys, you don't need to wait until you're retired. You can do it very, very soon.
Right. And when you are going into high personal competencies, your life does not become easier
Yeah.
because now you see insufficiencies all the time. And that's where your calling activates. Lots of people ask, what am I called for? You called to live and survive first. First level is three competency. I survive, I procreate, I create a family, and I make money so I can live in a material level. The next level where you're going is I love what I'm doing. I love people I'm doing it with. And I love to be in co-creation with other people. I am not just waiting for somebody to give me that co-creation. I am ready all the time because I have surplus of energy and I have what to talk about. I lived life, however short, it doesn't matter, but
Yeah.
I lived it with the decision made by me. So now I am independent of other people's decision. I can create an idea and go with this idea, regardless of what other people think about it. And at that point, you are moving to the happiness. What is happiness? There was a movie, Russian movie, in which one of the characters said, happiness and when you're understood. For me, happiness when you understand yourself. Nobody can understand you 100%. Everybody has their own competencies. Everybody has their own level of understanding, different biology, different geometry, different geology, everything,
Archetype. Yeah.
geography, all of it. Oh my God, I have deer running right across my backyard. I love it. Unbelievable. Understanding of nature, your nature, understanding of wild nature around you, understanding the nature of the other people. by looking at their competencies. You understand there is nothing to wait from anybody. There is nothing to manipulate anybody into, because it's absolutely useless. Nobody can give you the recognition you're seeking unless you understand who you are.
Yes.
Nobody can give you the product that you want unless you create it for yourself or improve it. Nobody can tell your story. I'm a storyteller. Nobody can tell the story of your life. You can tell the story. Even ChatGPT cannot give you the story of your life. It can give you hallucination on the idea, but only you, with the highest level of consciousness, where you are no longer consciously practicing, it becomes unconscious. But the level of awareness is so high that you do not have to work on it. It's just there. It's always present. And you have maximum self-realization. And here I want to bring a very important point. Very often people in different classes that I attend or meetings, or sometimes I'm asked to come as a speaker, they talk about, and how much can you make? And how much do you want to make? And what is your goal? And at that level, wise people or creative people or happy people are no longer focused on how much you can make. Yes, you have to live in material plane, and you have to make material living, and you need to eat material food. But at that level, you don't need that same food or the same amount. You don't care for the same amount of space anymore. For me, having a window overlooking the lake with the forest and the deers in it, even the crocodiles sometimes come and visit. For me, that's the happiness. I don't care for the high-rise penthouse, whatever else my clients have, because that's no longer my, actually never was, because I'm 7. But it's not my ideal. The ideal becomes the life fully lived, experience fully experienced, understanding fully understood within yourself. That's where the core issue is. We lost that inner core. And one of the programs that I'm running with a friend of mine, Anna Nad, is about growing from within. What is that? Growing from within. It's not going to somebody else's classes. It's understanding yourself to the point where you can teach other people, your surrounding, about yourself. It's like operational manual. My boundaries are important. Do not overstep my boundaries or you will be killed, because I'm a wild creature. But I'm also a wise creature. You can come and learn from me. Then people know. Do not expect everybody to know or understand you. Be happy with who you are. Be wise about who you are. Create ideas that work for you, that bring you opportunities for growth. And also be emotionally true. When you feel something, respect that. Share with other people. And be unaware aware. Always practicing who you are, not practicing what other people want you to be in order to get the recognition. Develop your competencies, implement your ideas so you can live life that you meant to live. We all have our own map of territory.
Yeah, guys, we just described all 5 levels of evolution, that we can raise our energy and how it works in our material world. And we've been practicing and testing for a while already, and it's just incredible. Only knowing it, it's already the one step closer to your goal. And really, just working on your energy is going to help you a lot to unlock your potential. Yeah. And really invite you to ask questions if you have in a private mode, as you always you do, because I have my own question. Can I ask it privately? Okay, ask questions. And stay tuned with us, guys, because around us is things happens faster. Yeah, you can realize your goals faster, and we have a lot of proofs once we start working with you. And we're open to go through personal consultation through the longer program, for example. And a couple of clients I have right now, we've been working with them more than 6 months already. And they really want to stay with us because they can feel this kind of energy and they can see the next level of their personal development and also their business development. And that's why every Tuesday and Thursday, we are with Svetlana over here on social medias and sharing our wisdom and knowledge with you guys.
And truly, I believe in long-term relationship because life happens all the time. And instead of life happening to you, when you don't know what to do about it and get into crisis, you can happen to your life. You can be full of energy and ideas, and you know things from other people and from your own life. And so in relationship with somebody who is a step ahead of you in certain areas, in other places, you are a step ahead of us. But in this knowledge, we are the leaders, we are the mentors. And if you need help, do not hesitate, because our help is not a harsh, you should do it, and what is your goal, and how much do you need to pay? Our help is the storytelling, how you can tell your story different, and what can help you, and who is your helper, and who you are in relationship to yourself. And there you have it. Conscious awareness of being in the world, but not of the world. And being yourself and not somebody who you should be for anybody else.
Yes, and always looking forward to hear from you. Stay tuned and see you on Thursday.